Today, we need to be talking about Bitcoin dropping below that 20K level. We are going to find a floor. Where is the next floor? That is the question. AJ, how are you today? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. Obviously, as you can tell by the thumbnail, we are getting that rejection, which I spoke about in yesterday's video, if you did watch that. So, stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll pass you back to Ben.
What I'm going to do is just immediately, quickly jump in to what we're seeing here. So Deribit has initiated 3 Arrow Capital liquidation. And now the reason why I'm bringing you this, guys, is because I think it might be something that's going to happen quite a lot in the coming weeks. We've seen it from BVI, British Virgin Islands. They said, look, Bomb, you're liquidated. And I think we're going to see more and more people who are actually creditors to these guys say, look, you're liquidated, which is a very, very bad thing. Now, this was an application in BVI court, and you can read through the full thing here. But I just want to quickly let you know, if you have any money with 3AC, I recommend you get it out. This is the latest update that we're seeing. I'm going to always make sure I keep you updated with everything that's going on. But also, what we're seeing with Deutsche Bank, they do see a little bit of a reversal in the crypto market. So hoping to get to a $28,000 Bitcoin by December. Now, I don't know if they've been watching our streams.
I don't think they have.
Shut up, AJ. No, because obviously I've been saying, look, we're going to see some kind of relief bounce. I don't think it's going to be quite a full 28K. Well, actually, no, I don't think it's going to be a massive relief bounce in the sense that we're going to hit like Tim Draper, for example. We all know he's talking about what,
250K by the end of this year or start of next year, I think he said.
It's in my opinion, that's too much. It's too much.
Exactly.
But I will always say, look, I do think that we're going to have a release bounce. I think that once we get inflation under control, once we end up in a space where actually, we have quite a good level of quantitative easing, which is, the most important part, having that inflation level come down, but also having the debt of the US come down, I think we're going to be in a very, very good position. So, this is just what I wanted to show you. This is what we're seeing. Hopefully, the institutional investors will also buy into this, because the most important part of this whole news is not what I think, not what you think, is what the institutions think. So if Deutsche Bank analysts are trusted by the Wall Street folk, this is going to be a very positive sign for, most importantly, a recovery. Recovery. And that's it. And that's going to bring lots of buyers into the space, but most importantly, not, like I said, you or me, but institutional buyers into the space. But that's pretty much, me done in terms of the fundamentals. There's not really much.
I just want to add something to what you said about the liquidations. And if we do see these liquidations, that's going to push the price even further down. Once those positions get liquidated, we are going to see pretty big moves towards the downside, and that could, take us down to those levels that I've been talking about around that $15,500 level. And people are even talking about, maybe 12,000 as well. And that's, what I'll talk about on the technical side of things as well.
Because that is one thing. That's what people have been talking about, is that we are going to see potentially, like Deutsche Bank, 28,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen before then? We're going to see more downside. All of the major indicators are telling us we're seeing more downside. AJ, what does this look like technically? What is the current picture, and should we be bullish or should we be bearish?
So in the short term, for me, I'm still bearish. I still, anticipate that the price is going to come down a little bit further. And this is the 4-hour time frame on Bitcoin. And this is indicating to me that we are going to see that little bit more downside, especially in the shorter term. Because basically what I said to you in yesterday's video, we did break down below this support level here. You can see that it was a previous support area, and we have broken below it. I did say that the indicators were very oversold. And I was, in fact, expecting a reversal back up to this previous support level, which is now going to act as resistance. And we did see that happen. And we did, in fact, see a pretty big move yesterday. So we saw the price come from around $18,574 all the way up to approximately almost $21,000. That was an approximate 13% move. So that was a pretty big move for Bitcoin in an 8-hour time frame. But ultimately, the bulls just couldn't continue this price action towards the upside, and we did see the price get rejected from this resistance level, and we are getting that rejection and that pullback. I now anticipate the price to come down to around $18,000. If we have a look at the indicators are still indicating to me. So we are slightly oversold, on the RSI, on the CCI, and on the stochastic. But the stochastic RSI is indicating to me that we could have some more. We have more room towards the downside. And
AJ, can I just quickly ask, so if we see that the RSI is in oversold territory, a couple of the other indicators are in the oversold territory, i.e. they're below or they're in and around that
they're in that
level.
vicinity, yeah.
What does the stochastic RSI mean if that's, if all the rest are low, but this one is high? What does that mean in kind of basic terms for everybody?
Well, it means that the stochastic RSI is sort of lagging behind, and for it to catch up, we would like to see the price come down a little bit further, which would take us to that $18,000 level.
Is that like a reset type thing?
Yeah, exactly. Now, the RSI, the CCI, and the stochastic, they are not too oversold. Yes, they're in the vicinity of being oversold, but there is still you can see that there is
more
still
room to the downside. Absolutely.
There is room to the downside, and that could also, bring the stochastic RSI to the bottom as well. And now, for me, that would bring the price all the way down to $18,000. That is going to be a support level because you can see that was the previous swing low when we did establish that shorter term bottom at $17,600 approximately. So yeah, I think the next level is we are going to test that level. Now, if we do come down and test that level over the course of this weekend, and if we do get a break below 20,000 on Sunday evening, then I think that is sort of giving us the confirmation that we are going to see the price come down to, first of all, my target of around $15,500. So taking a look at the Bitcoin weekly chart, you can see that we are, as of right now, very, very close to breaking that. I just zoom in, breaking that $20,000 level on the weekly chart. Now, that $20,000 level we know as the previous all-time high back in 2017. But what I want to bring your attention to is an indicator that I have put on the chart for you, and that is the blue and yellow bars that you can see on the right hand side of the screen. Now, this gives us an indication of where the value area is, where the majority of the trading action has been. And what we are looking for is these big spikes. These big spikes here give us this is classed as a value area high, and normally this is pretty major support. Normally the top of this level here is pretty major support, and we can see as of right now the top of this value area high is sat at around approximately $12,000. That lines up perfectly with this line here, which is previous resistance. And this is previous major resistance. So this is a level that is still on the table. I've mentioned it a few streams ago that 12,000, a lot of people are talking about it, and it is a possibility. This is why I think it is a possibility. I'm still sticking by, my price target of the bottom being around $15,500, because if I just show you here, this is the CVDD, which I've showed you multiple times. It's predicted the bottom of the 2011 bear market, 2015 bear market, and 2018 bear market, currently sat at $15,500. I think that's where the bottom is going to be because it has predicted the last 3 bear markets. So that's where I'm looking at the price sort of bottoming out at. But we can't ignore this, we can't ignore that.
And can I add on to that, AJ? It's
Yeah.
like one point is that I see this also. There's a question as to what indicator this is, so other people can check it themselves.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. We keep clicking it at the same time.
I'm adding it and you're taking it away, or
Yeah.
I'm adding it and you're taking it.
Yeah. So this is the VPVR. Now the VPVR. What it is basically is it gives you value area highs. Now, value area highs are sort of where the majority of the trading, has been, and you can see value area highs sort of occur when you see lots of period of consolidation. Now, the value area high, is at the sort of the top of this big spike here, and that, as you can see, is sat at around $12,000. Now, this just indicates a pretty major support level, and you can see that it does line up with support because you can see previous resistance here. So this is an indicator that I haven't shown you before, but it's something that I do look at, and when we do see these areas, as I said, they are very, very important support areas, but also when we see value area lows, which is sort of gaps in this VPVR level. If we take a look here, I sort of haven't got the indicator set right. I'll have to show you another time. I'll have to set the indicator to all the correct settings. As of right now, it's not on the correct settings. But basically, what we see is when we see value area lows, we see the price normally just crashing through these levels, just either to the upside or to the downside. There's not much support. But what we see when we have these big spikes on the VPVR, that signals major support, and you can see it does show support along here. We have got resistance, which is going to act as support because we are above it, and that lines up with the value area high on the VPVR. So that's all I've really got for you on Bitcoin. I still think the price is going to come down to $15,500 if we do break this level here. We do have two days and 12 hours left. But for me, if we do break below this 2017 all-time high on the weekly chart, that confirms to me that we are going to see that price target of $15,500.
And I think primarily it's going to be that candle close. We need to have like a proper candle close, not just a wick, because a wick, is not really indicative of a trend. And the thing is, so like guys, a lot of us might be looking at certain time frames. We might be looking at, is there a wick or whatever? What is the current price? But just bear in mind what institutional investors are looking at, and they are currently looking at what is the price, what is the previous close, but also then what is going to be that general trend. And the trend is generally determined by what is the previous candle. So we look at the candles quite a lot in institutional kind of moves. So this is why often you see if there's a candle close below a certain level, there's often like a massive drop to the downside. So as you see just left of this green arrow here, once there was a red candle close at this yellow line, just a little bit up and to the left here, AJ.
Oh, here.
Here, there was a very quick sell-off, very quick. And that's because we had it's a confirmation of movement to the downside. So everybody jumped in. And
you can see previous support, rejection from the support. And as you said, once you get that confirmed rejection, you see that massive.
That's the resistance. And and then everybody sells off.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what we're seeing here on this NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, as we know, is very correlated to the crypto market. And this is why we are seeing the crypto market have that pullback, because we have been rejected from a resistance level on the NASDAQ. And you can see we are seeing that pullback, and the price is continuing to have that pullback. My price target is down here at the bottom of this falling wedge, which is going to act as support. Hopefully, if we do come down here, there's a pretty likely chance that Bitcoin, is going to break that major support on the weekly chart and come down to our possible price targets. So this is sort of why the whole crypto market is having that pullback, because the Nasdaq, the traditional market, is having that initial pullback. Taking a quick look at Ethereum. Ethereum is at a very, very important level as of right now. If I come onto the daily level here, you can see that back here, before we broke above this level, after we broke above this level, we used this level as pretty major support to hold us up and continue that price action towards the upside. As of right now, we are testing this level as support. If we can hold this, then that would be good news. But for me, if Bitcoin breaks this major support, Ethereum is going to break this major support at around $1,000, and then my next price target is all the way down here at around $800. And we do have some buy orders down there if you watched our bear markets portfolio strategy video. So that's sort of all I've got for you on the technical side of things. Just going to be keeping an eye on this this possible break to the downside in 2 days and 12 hours time. So I'll be keeping you updated over on Twitter on that, and on these live streams as well.
AJ, I have a question here. So, hey guys, what Gurav has said is, hey guys, for the time being, are you guys investing in anything other than Bitcoin and Ethereum? So, I mean, I'm going to quickly answer this first. So the way that I invest is two different portfolios. So one, there's like a long term. The other is very not very, but kind of short term. So in the longer term, yes, I hold some Rose, for example, which we covered recently. I think I've got it's not very much money, but it's like 13,000 Rose of that particular coin. So I hold a certain number of this, but also then, a few other coins that I'm very happy with long term. Obviously, this is going to change if I see that, I don't know, if I'm holding Cardano and I see that Cardano has zero success in actually fulfilling its mission, then I will remove that from my long-term portfolio. But on a shorter term kind of trading portfolio, yes, we do. I mean, I guess we hold some altcoins, but at the moment, the longer term portfolio will hold more of the altcoins that we believe in, but the shorter term is based on what's going to take a rebound the fastest. And for me, and also for AJ, we're kind of focusing on that Bitcoin, on that Ethereum, because those generally make the moves first.
Yeah, I've told you, multiple times that the majority of my portfolio, I think it's 75%, almost 80% of my portfolio is in just Bitcoin and Ethereum as of right now, because majority of it is in Bitcoin, because we do tend to see the altcoins get hit a lot harder when we see Bitcoin dump. And, when I sort of got that confirmation that we broke below that sort of 30K level, that's sort of when I put the majority of my portfolio into Bitcoin, got out of all of the altcoins. I still do have, it's around 15%, I think 10 or 15% of my portfolio in some altcoins. But to be honest, it's not much at all. And, I haven't actually looked at that wallet. I am just sort of waiting, for the market to go back up again before I even think about that thing. But I only have a little bit in there, so I'm not too worried about it. That's why I'm just sort of leaving it to the side and not worrying about it. But once I'm happy that Bitcoin has found that bottom, yes, I will start talking about altcoins that I'm very bullish on long term, and I will start getting into those altcoins. But for me right now, I'm just accumulating Bitcoin and Ethereum. Once we get the confirmation for the bottom, then I will start looking at sort of spreading my portfolio, into medium risk and then high risk portfolio, like I showed you in the bear market strategy video, just because, it's just safer to dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin right now.
I think the main thing here, AJ, is because of the dominance. You see during a bear market, Bitcoin dominance increases because most people, anyone who's worried in the crypto market are obviously going to seek some kind of safety, which is totally understandable. In the traditional markets, even during what was it, the 2020 COVID crash, we still saw gold get to over $2,000. Gold was increasing in the traditional markets, and that's as a result of people not knowing about what stocks to buy or what bonds to buy. So everyone bought gold because it's the safest. In the crypto market, this is why we see the Bitcoin dominance increase during these times of uncertainty. And this is one thing that obviously everyone should be aware of. But once Bitcoin has begun to recover and we start seeing the whole market kind of move up, this is where we see a lot of people then say, hang on, what if I can get 100x coin? What if I can get a 10x coin? Because often Bitcoin is not going to do that. It might 2x, it might 4x, but it's not going to fucking 10x, or 100. And this is one thing that I think, we should all be aware of. That's kind of my personal philosophy about this.
If you do have any altcoins you want us to cover, make sure you put them in the description and we'll take note of them and we'll look at them. But personally,
Devon,
investing.
I want to answer Devon's question. Devon, it's traditionally in TradFi, so traditional finance. If you've seen any of our previous streams, I'm very much involved in. I look at the bond market. I look at any fundamental news such as earnings. I look at not necessarily just earnings of one particular company, but earnings season. Is it overall performing? Is that a risk on, risk off asset, or I should say asset class? And then also, how does that then affect crypto? So I've been trading crypto for a very long time, but I've been using the traditional markets to find out whether we are risk on or whether we are risk off in the sentiment. And that's just the traditional general markets, because I know that the crypto guys are amazing, the crypto market is amazing, but the people with the real money, unfortunately, as far as it is now, are insurance companies, investment banks, retail banks, all of these kind of big banks. They have all the money. So those are the ones who are going to be changing the market. So I follow them very closely and I see what they're doing. If they're jumping into DeFi as opposed to something else, I will jump into that quite often. Not always. I do a lot of trading, as well. But that's traditionally kind of where I go. So that's my background there.
Perfect. Yeah. If you are watching this, please hit the like button. You've got this. Yeah, thank you. Make sure you hit that like button. It does help us out a lot. I think that is. Will it go up? In the short term, no. Long term, yes. That's my quick answer for you.
Okay. Will it go up? I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
we don't know. Yes, it will go up. Definitely.
Eventually.
Definitely. But in my opinion, I think definitely it's going to go up. I think. But I'm going to say, look, we're probably going to have another couple of months of this price action to the downside, not even, or even just consolidation. There has to be. We've had such a pump for such a long time that obviously there has to, it can't go up forever. So we're going to hit the bottom. Once we hit the bottom, we're going to kind of go sideways and then we're going to pump to the upside. So now is the time that obviously we're here at the worst time in crypto, but what we are doing is accumulating so that when it goes up, we're pretty happy.
Yeah. I just want to show this quickly, something I posted on Twitter. The price of Bitcoin has decreased by almost 85% throughout previous bear markets. If this occurs once more, Bitcoin's value may drop as low as 10,000. Do you believe this is possible? Personally, for me, I don't think that is possible, but it's something that we can't ignore. An average of 85% over the past two bear markets, it just gives us a sort of a rough indication of where the price could go. But 10,000, we can't ignore that because that is an 85% pullback. And the last one was around 84%, and the one before that was around 86, 87%. So we cannot ignore that. 10K is realistic. Personally, for me, but I don't think it is going to go down to that level. But we can't shove it off the table because, again, 85%. Previous one was 84%. One before that was between 86 and 87%.
And that's the thing. It's just that kind of continuous. You can't ever take anything off the table if it's happened before numerous times, you know?
Yeah.
But this is one thing to give everybody a little bit more confidence, is that I genuinely believe that we're going to see a little bit more, not likely with the amount of confidence from institutional buyers this time around. Okay, Devin,
That's what I
exactly
believe.
what I say.
Yeah.
That was it. You just surmised it. Like, and this is what I'm going to say. Like now, 2015. No one really knew about Bitcoin. If you did, you were probably selling drugs online. You get to like 2017, it's a little bit more well known, but also a massive risk, speculative asset. But nowadays, we know that we have sophisticated investors buying into this on a regular basis. Michael Saylor, for example, bought, what was it, AJ? We looked at this
he
yesterday.
bought 480 Bitcoin at around
$20,000 something.
$20,800. Yeah.
There you go. Nail on the head. And this is the thing. I think when we get to these lower levels, i.e., even just below 20K, we have so much buying from El Salvador also, just as a heads up, they added to their purse as well. They bought more. They bought the dip. So El Salvador buying the dip. You've got big companies. And I think this is going to be just a very, very good catalyst for us to, even if we do touch a lower level, we're going to be rebounding quite quickly. And so this is why I don't see this bear market lasting as long as the previous.
No, you've hit the nail on
My
the head
opinion.
there.
My opinion.
Yeah. I think, we are, this chart shows it as well. I think, we are going to have that period of consolidation. No one knows how long that period of consolidation is going to take, because you can see that we had a much larger period of consolidation here when we found that bottom, when the pi cycle bottom indicator flipped bearish. And again, in 2018, when we flipped bearish again, we had a smaller period of consolidation. So, we don't know how long it's going to be, but I think, this dip is going to get bought up pretty quickly. Shorter, period of consolidation is something which is most likely going to happen. Then we can start seeing that price action towards the upside. Then we can flip bullish again, and then what's it going to be? It's going to be the next bull market, and then it's going to be all-time highs, hopefully. But so
I have a question for you, AJ.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
That's all right.
What is the main altcoin you have in your small portfolio?
Main altcoin I have in my small portfolio, I think there's two. I think I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm not too sure what's in there, but I know I hold a lot of Avalanche.
Do you know? No. Just before you say that, this clarifies that this guy is he's doing crypto in a very, very good way, because he's not focusing on the small altcoins, maybe the 100x coins, the 10x coins. He's not focused on that because he doesn't really know exactly what's in the portfolio. What you need to do is focus on what's happening right now. Yeah. But I'll let you get back into it, AJ. But I think it's very, very important to kind of highlight that yes, there are coins, but we're not hoping on them. It's not a live and a prayer type approach,
Yeah. This was sort of just a wallet that I had. It had a bit of money in there, but it's something that I'm not too worried about losing. So that's why I've forgotten about it. My bigger altcoin portfolio, that's, completely gone now. That's all in Bitcoin. But in that smaller altcoin portfolio, there is a lot of Avalanche, I know that, and a lot of Solana. So those are the two biggest holdings in that portfolio. And I think, they probably are down. I haven't looked at it. I'm not going to look at it until the price comes back.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. But yeah, those are my two sort of biggest altcoin holdings in that portfolio.
Do you buy DOT though? Do you buy DOT?
DOT, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably in there as well. I've got a lot in there, a lot of different coins. DOT's probably most likely in there. There's probably Luna in there. I can't lie to you.
Yeah. I mean, I had like, I don't know, $300 or something in Luna. Guys, bad investment. I could tell you from there. It went to zero.
I mean, it was a good investment. I got into that quite early. It was a good investment, but then, it just went to.
Anything you hold on to, not great. Anyway, look, guys, thank you very much for watching. We will see you tomorrow, and I just want to surmise by saying, look, right now in crypto, it's a very, very hard time. But if you're in the middle of the worst time in crypto, why would you stop now? We have to just keep going, keep following the news, keep understanding what's happening, but also accumulate in this low period, because we're in a low period. Keep accumulating, and then you're going to be in very good stead for when the bull market comes, because it will, and you're going to kick yourself if you haven't been involved before it happened.
This is the time to accumulate. This is the time to build your portfolio up now.
100%.
You build it up now, and then you wait for the bull market, and then you see the portfolio explode. That's happened to me. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing this bear market as well.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. Also, guys, we're going to release a new video coming soon. It's going to be about our current portfolio. We've got two of them, one $500, one $5,000, and we are building them up as much as we can. We're placing buy orders onto Bitcoin, Ethereum. Follow us, understand exactly where we're doing, because currently we're up about, 500 on one account, and
it was
last time we checked anyway.
Yeah, last time we checked, it was $500 in profit, and then $70 in profit on the $500
So
account.
what we're hoping to do is for the Bitcoin price to drop more. We trigger more of our orders, and we make more money in the long term.
Yeah.
But you can't profit from a market that you're not in. Exactly. So get yourself in the market. Join with the two links below. Femex, Bybit. Join, get yourself in the market, and then also follow us and follow where we have our orders. And also,
we will be doing an update video soon. We'll do an update video soon, because if we do break this support on Bitcoin, then the likelihood of it is we are going to hit our next buy orders. So we will give you an update on that.
Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you later.
See you later.